So, you've finally decided to take the leap of faith and jump on that crypto train before it leaves the station. Well, if you want to turn that thought into action, then you'll need to find yourself a first-class crypto exchange. Now, two of the most popular options out there are OG exchange Coinbase and the rising star that is FTX. But here's the million-dollar question. Which one is best? Now, in this video, I'll be going over the pros and cons of these two exchange juggernauts and comparing them side by side. Also, I'll be revealing the key attributes I personally look for when choosing which exchange to trade on myself. So, stick around for all that. Now folks, before I get cracking, there is something I need to make clear. I have been called many things in my life: a savant, a lunatic, a maverick, even a teacher. However, there is one thing that I am certainly not, and that is a financial advisor. So if that's what you're looking for, you better click off this video right now. Now that I've made that clear, I want to say howdy to all the new viewers out there. The name is Guy, your crypto guy over here at the Bureau. This channel is where my team and I are on a mission to help you get from A to B in this crazy crypto world. If brushing up on that crypto knowledge is something you want to do, then you'll want to hop aboard the Coin Bureau train by smashing that subscribe button and gently flicking that notification bell. Do that, and those good people at YouTube will let you know whenever I release another video. One more thing, please observe the timestamps below. You can use them to skip ahead to the sections that interest you in a jiffy. But be warned, doing so means you'll miss out on a knowledge bomb or two, so the choice is yours. Okay, ready to get the lowdown on Coinbase Pro and FTX? Let's lock and load. Now to kick things off, I better give you a bit of an overview about who these Coinbase Pro and FTX guys are. If you already know about these exchanges, then feel free to skip ahead. So, what's the situation over there at FTX? Well, they are a global exchange founded in 2017 and headquartered in Hong Kong, one of Asia's leading financial hubs. Earlier this year, they completed one of the largest funding rounds ever for a crypto business. That saw 60 different investors ponying up $900 million at an eye-watering $18 billion valuation. So yeah, pretty damn big. But how has FTX been spending its vast war chest? Well, a decent chunk of it has been in acquiring new users and brand recognition through sponsorships. That includes acquiring the naming rights to the esports organization TSM for a cool $210 million, a 5-year MLB sponsorship deal, and a $135 million deal for the naming rights to the NBA's Miami Heat's home court, now known as the FTX Arena. They even have legendary quarterback Tom Brady and his wife Gisele Bündchen as ambassadors and equity holders for the exchange. Some serious star power. That marketing blitz seems to have catapulted FTX to the 4th largest exchange in the world, according to CoinMarketCap. It's sitting there just behind KuCoin and Coinbase. Not too much separates them, though. So, who is behind FTX? Well, the exchange was actually incubated by one of the biggest crypto venture capital firms out there, Alameda Research. It also turns out that many of the key personnel that work at Alameda hold key positions at FTX too. Now, let's move on to Coinbase. I'm sure many of you have heard of these chaps when you were first getting into crypto. And that's probably because Coinbase is one of the most well-established exchanges out there, being founded all the way back in 2012. For those who missed it, Coinbase was actually listed on the US stock market earlier this year. That could be important for those of you that believe that stock market listed companies are held more accountable than privately owned ones. When it comes to those all-important top-line numbers, Coinbase boasts a darn impressive 68 million verified users, $462 billion in quarterly trading volume, and is entrusted with $180 billion worth of assets on its platform. So, where is Coinbase headquartered? Well, if you'd asked that question a year ago, the answer would have been sunny San Francisco. However, given changes to our working culture post-pandemic, Coinbase became one of the first remote companies. This basically means that it has no formal headquarters. Coinbase claims to be a decentralized company, at least according to its CEO and founder. Now, when it comes to regulatory compliance, Coinbase is one of the most impressive exchanges out there. It literally holds a relevant license for almost every US state and is registered as a money services business with FinCEN. Outside of the US, Coinbase is authorized to operate by the Financial Conduct Authority of the UK. And it's also important to note that Coinbase comprises two different exchanges accessible with a single account. You have regular old Coinbase, which is super easy to use but has ridiculously high fees. Then you have Coinbase Pro, which gives you more advanced trading functionality, access to a wider range of cryptos, and lower fees. So when creating an account here, you are creating both a Coinbase and a Coinbase Pro account. The login and passwords will be exactly the same, so do be aware of that. Now, with that overview, you're probably starting to see that both exchanges are serious operators. However, all that means nothing unless you're comfortable with depositing your funds in the first place. So let's move on to arguably one of the most important factors, their security features. Alright, there is no nice way to sugarcoat this, but numerous news articles have recently reported on a Coinbase hack that happened back in March and May of this year. Apparently, at least 6,000 users were impacted, with many waking up to discover that their exchange accounts had been drained. So, how on earth did this happen? Well, it turns out that there was a flaw in Coinbase's SMS account recovery process, and that was exploited to gain access to user accounts and for hackers to steal that crypto. Yes, that sounds alarming. However, in order to carry out this exploit, the hackers needed to know the email address, password, and phone number linked to the account. Not only that, but they needed to have access to that email account. Maybe these users got phished or had their details stolen, or maybe there was a rogue Coinbase employee. I'm not sure. However, officially, Coinbase has come out to say that there is zero evidence of a rotten apple in Coinbase, so I'll let you make up your own mind on this. Now, that all being said, Coinbase did work with users who had had their accounts compromised and reimbursed those that lost funds. It's nice to see an exchange doing the right thing. Now, outside of that security lapse, Coinbase actually has a pretty solid track record of keeping its users' funds safe. Back in 2020, only 0.004% of customers had had their accounts compromised, about 1 in 25,000. Those odds can be further lengthened by using two-factor authentication, picking a super strong password that you use nowhere else, and creating a fresh email that you only use for crypto. When it comes to fund storage, Coinbase stores 97% of funds offline or cold, with private keys distributed in geographically separate locations. That means that would-be crypto thieves can't just break into a single location and get access to all the funds on Coinbase. The other 3% of funds are kept on online hot wallets to ensure that the exchange can process things like withdrawals in a timely fashion. Even then, when it comes to this hot wallet amount, Coinbase does have insurance to safeguard user funds from theft or cybersecurity breaches. A word of warning here, that insurance won't cover account losses that are due to a breach or loss of your Coinbase account credentials, so just be aware of that. It's also worth pointing out that Coinbase also offers a popular crypto asset custody solution for institutions. It's probably quite reassuring for people like us to know that institutional bigwigs are happy to entrust millions or tens of millions of dollars of crypto to Coinbase. US residents also have the added protection of FDIC insurance, which covers USD balances for up to $250,000 per individual. However, it is important to note that this doesn't cover any crypto balances at all. So, that's Coinbase. How are things over at FTX? Well, I have to hand it to them. They offer some of the most advanced account security precautions out there. Like most exchanges, your account is secured by a password, and you can enhance that security with two-factor authentication. That means that unless someone has your phone, then they are highly unlikely to be able to crack your FTX account. But what if a crypto thief manages to get access to your account? Well, you can create a separate password to authorize withdrawals, a simple yet effective precaution, if you ask me. Also, if anyone tries to change your password or remove 2FA, withdrawals will be locked for 24 hours, giving you ample time to respond and get that account locked down. FTX also monitors your account activity. If they detect anything suspicious, they'll give you the heads up over email. On top of all that, there are other more advanced security features such as IP whitelisting. So you could set up your FTX account such that it can only be accessed whilst connected to your home internet connection. Additionally, you can whitelist wallet addresses, which means that you can only withdraw to a specified list of wallets. That way, if a crypto thief breaks into your account, they can only send the funds to you. Cool, huh? When it comes to big deposits or withdrawals, FTX manually reviews these to give you yet another level of assurance. Anyhow, the point is that FTX gives you access to some of the best account security features I have ever seen. So if you value that, then this is probably the exchange for you. Now, while security is indeed important, it means nothing if you can't actually create an account there in the first place, or if the crypto you want to buy isn't available on the exchange, right? First up, Coinbase accepts every state in the US except Hawaii. So that sucks, but then again, at least you're in Hawaii. Outside of the US, over 100 countries are accepted. So the chances are that anyone watching this video will be able to create an account over there. That being said, the major omission here is Australia. So if you're living down under, you should know about that. I've linked Coinbase's full list of supported countries in the description below. So be sure to check that out before trying to create an account there. In terms of supported assets, Coinbase has significantly expanded its range over the last year or two. Now you can get access to about 100 different coins and tokens. That includes some pretty exotic cryptos like Mirror Protocol and iExec. Now when it comes to FTX, they adopt the restricted country model. Those block countries are essentially an international naughty list and include the likes of Cuba, Crimea and Sevastopol, Iran, Afghanistan, Syria and North Korea. You also won't be able to create an FTX account if you're based in Antigua and Barbuda or the US. Now that being said, folks from the US of A can use FTX's dedicated US exchange, imaginatively named FTX US. And I've actually done a dedicated video telling you everything you need to know about it. So if you are living in the land of the free, then you'll want to check out that video over there. Anyways, when it comes to the global exchange, there are over 100 assets available, a similar number to Coinbase Pro. So yeah, there isn't too much to separate both these exchanges in terms of crypto asset support. So that's coin support. But another really important consideration for any exchange is funding methods and fees. So let's take a look at those, shall we? First up, those living in exotic locations probably know the pain of holding local currency and having to deposit in pounds, euros and dollars. You get stung by those pesky exchange rate fees. If that's you, then you should know that Coinbase only has local currency wallets for pounds, euros and dollars, so expect to pay those fees when making a deposit here. When it comes to FTX, a wider range of fiat currencies are supported, and that includes all the currencies I've just mentioned, alongside the Aussie, Hong Kong, Singapore and Canadian dollar. On top of that, you also have the South African rand, Swiss franc and Brazilian real. Quite an exotic selection, I must say. All a great advantage when it comes to avoiding foreign currency conversions on funding. When it comes to deposit methods, FTX only offers bank transfers. Coinbase, on the other hand, offers PayPal and credit cards as deposit methods of select countries. I've popped a link in the description so that you can see what deposit methods are available to you in your country. In terms of deposit fees, you're going to want to avoid using your card on Coinbase if you want to optimize those fees. Fail to do that, and you'll pay about 4% for the privilege. You should also know that there is almost always a free deposit method here. For example, you could use SEPA to deposit euros for free or faster payments if you're based in the UK. Whereas with FTX, there are no deposit fees at all. However, there is a fee for withdrawals here if you're withdrawing less than $10,000. That sits at a whopping $75, but I guess most of us are looking for bigger gains than that, right? Brazilian real withdrawals have a 0.3% fee plus 10 reals. Aside from that, all other withdrawals are free here. Moving on though, it's time to compare those all-important trading fees. These are, after all, the biggest cost you'll incur with any exchange. At Coinbase Pro, you'll start off by paying 0.5% on both taker and maker fees. Yes, the more you trade, the lower the fee you'll have to pay. Now, while fees like 0.18% for taker fees and 0.08% for maker fees sound great, you will need to be trading over $1 million within a 30-day period. So unless you're a serious crypto whale, those trading fees are beyond reach. Oh, and if you're slightly confused between the terms maker and taker, don't be. Quite simply, taker fees are paid by those who remove this liquidity, and it's generally incurred when placing market orders, whereas maker fees are paid when you place an order that makes liquidity. These are generally orders like limit orders, where you decide to try and get a different price to that currently quoted by the market. But how do those trading fees look on FTX? Well, the highest fee level you'll ever pay is literally 0.07% for taker fees and 0.02% for maker fees. That means that off the bat, FTX is over 7 times cheaper than Coinbase Pro. On top of that, you could hold FTX's FTT token and get an additional fee discount of up to 60%, although this does admittedly require an insane amount of FTT to get to that 60% level. So if you're not too keen on holding that FTT allocation, I have another option for you. I've actually been able to secure you guys a special FTX deal. If you sign up using the link in the description below, then you'll get your first $30 in trading fees for free and an additional trading fee discount of 10% for life. So yeah, you could stack up that fee discount on top of the FTT one and further crush down those trading fees. Now, honestly, folks, these trading fees can really add up over time. And what can I say? FTX certainly smashes Coinbase Pro out of the park when it comes to this. Okay, it's now time to move on to the real meat and potatoes. I'm talking about their trading platforms. Now, I'm going to be straight up and just say that I don't think there's too much between these two trading interfaces. Both offer a sophisticated trading experience and charting tools for trading veterans, while being perfectly usable for those new to crypto too. With Coinbase Pro, just make sure you've logged into the Coinbase Pro site and not regular Coinbase. If you are on Coinbase Pro, you'll see a trading panel like the one over here. Yep, I know this looks insanely complicated if you're new to crypto, but don't panic. To move your deposited funds over to Coinbase Pro, just click the Deposit button here and select the currency you want to deposit. Then click that Coinbase button to move those funds to Coinbase Pro. In the center of the trading panel, you'll see the graph showing the price of the crypto you're trading over different time periods. Below that, you'll see the market depth, which visualizes the amount of crypto available to buy or sell at different price levels. To the right, you'll see the trade history, which you can think of as a live feed showing the trades that are executed on the trading pair in real time. Then to the left, you'll see the order book. This shows the amount of crypto available to buy and sell at different price levels. On the far left, you'll see the all-important order form to place those orders. Next, I want to show you the FTX trading panel. You can see that it's very similar to Coinbase Pro and that it shows you a price chart, the order books, recent market trades, and it of course has that all-important order form too. Now personally, I prefer FTX as that is what I'm personally used to. However, the functionality is exceptionally similar, so it's more a matter of taste and preference than anything else here. I've actually already gone through the ins and outs of trading on FTX in my dedicated review, so be sure to check that out right here if you want a step-by-step walkthrough on that. Now, we all hope that we'll never need to get in touch with customer support, but sometimes shit happens and you need to ask for some help. That's why when choosing an exchange, it's probably a good idea to bear in mind how good that support is. Okay, so both exchanges offer email ticketed support. But you can also reach out to FTX on a plethora of social platforms. Now, honestly, I found the admins there to be pretty responsive as well. Yes, I would love to see proper live chat customer support here. But the only time I have ever needed to reach out to FTX, they got back to me and solved my problem within a day. Sadly, I don't have anything good to say about Coinbase customer support. I have in the past been left hanging over there for weeks, only to eventually get sent an email template that didn't really answer my query. As a cruel joke, Coinbase offers a form of phone support, but you won't talk to a real human. You can use that to disable your account if your security's been compromised and, well, that's about it. Anyhow, maybe I'm slightly biased because of my own personal experiences with customer support at both exchanges. But if you value customer support, then I would certainly opt for FTX. Now, with all that said, there is more to a crypto exchange than just buying or selling crypto and customer support. So, what other features are offered at Coinbase Pro and FTX? Alright, so I do need to hand it to Coinbase. They actually have a top-notch self-custody mobile wallet. And you don't actually need a Coinbase account to take advantage of it. This wallet allows you to store and trade over 500 crypto assets and hold your NFTs all in one place. It also integrates with multiple DEXs if you want to dabble on those types of exchanges. Then you have the Coinbase card, which allows you to spend your crypto wherever Visa is accepted. That's pretty cool, but I do wish Coinbase wouldn't charge a €5 fee to issue the card and that they offered crypto cashback like many other competing crypto cards. With FTX, they offer an insane number of different markets. However, I cannot recommend most of them to beginners. But one market which might interest you is the ability to trade tokenized stocks. Here you can buy and sell the likes of Alibaba, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, and many more. Some of you might be into predictions, and FTX does offer a limited array of prediction markets. For example, you could speculate on whether Trump will become the next president in 2024. These futures contracts expire at $1 if Trump wins and $0 if he loses. That might be a fun thing to dabble on if that sort of thing floats your boat. FTX also offers an NFT marketplace too. Now, I'm going to be straight up and say that this is relatively limited at the moment. However, I'm sure that the chaps at FTX will build this out over time. I should also point out that at the time of shooting this video, Coinbase announced that they are also launching an NFT marketplace, so it will be interesting to see how that shapes up. When it comes to NFTs, I'm personally more of a fan of OpenSea, and I have a complete beginner's guide for you, which is linked to in the same spot. Anyways, let's not get carried away with NFTs. FTX also has something known as the Quant Zone, which is a tool that allows you to automate those trading strategies. That way, you don't need to be chained to a computer all day. Pretty cool. Those crypto passive income hunters might also be interested in margin lending too. Here you can supply crypto to margin traders on FTX and earn interest. Oh yes, one more thing that might interest you is that FTX sometimes launches projects through initial exchange offerings. This gives FTX account holders the opportunity to get into early stage projects. So if that's of interest to you, then you'll want to keep your eyes peeled for those. Now, that's about all I have time for today, folks. However, I do want to share a few closing thoughts. When it comes to centralized exchanges like FTX and Coinbase Pro, you'll need to provide KYC and provide your ID and proof of address documents. That can be a bit of a hassle to do over and over again at different exchanges. That's why whenever I choose an exchange to use, I like to think about the additional features offered by that exchange and how likely it is that I'd use them in the future. Whenever I create an exchange account, I like to also consider my future needs too. Also, for a chap who's traded quite a bit of crypto in his time, I can tell you that trading fees really do add up. So, if you are ever deciding between two exchanges that both meet your needs, then do your future self a favor and go for the one with lower trading fees. Finally, there are numerous crypto exchanges out there, and some of them do offer insane deals. However, I personally stick to the exchanges with an established reputation and avoid no-name exchanges like the plague. Put simply, I'm not going to risk my crypto on a platform I've never heard of before. Anyhow, only you can decide which is the best exchange for your circumstances. If you're interested in signing up to either one of them, then be sure to use the links in the description below. Those opting for FTX will get their first $30 in trading fees for free and a lifetime trading fee discount of 10%. And now, folks, it's time to hear your thoughts. Are you in Camp FTX or Camp Coinbase Pro? Is there a better exchange out there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And finally, if you learned a thing or two from this video, why not send some good karma my way by smashing that like button, eh? If you'd like to make me your own personal crypto guy, then you can make that happen by clicking that subscribe button and flicking that bell. Anyway, folks, this is Guy over and out.